Welcome back to Perseverance Pastures. My name is Victoria, and we are slowly building a regenerative farm in northeast Kansas. We recently acquired our small starter Tunis flock, or small starter flock of Tunis sheep, and throwing this out there, today's vlog is going to be a little graphic with photos and video of the testicles of a sheep. So with our starter flock here, we have 2 ewes, which are 2 females, 1 ram, and we purchased 1 wether, which is a castrated male. The castration process is banding the testicles on the sheep. Sorry, I think they just fell off. Am I looking? Sorry. Okay, I don't think so. So essentially what has happened with our flock, we got them last Saturday. It's been about 6 days, and okay, nope, they're there, sorry. Been looking at a lot of sheep rears the past few days, and essentially with the wether, to castrate them, you band the testicles, and then slowly after I think a few weeks they fall off. So everything looked normal, and then I came home like 2 days ago from work, and essentially what looked like what happened was there's the scrotum, and then inside is the testicles, and which still as I explain it, I'm like, it sounds right, but also it isn't right, because on the sheep's testicles there's like fur and wool around it. Well, the testicles were hanging out of it, if that makes sense. I'm going to show a photo of what it looked like. Now, I saw this and I was like, I don't think that's right. They shouldn't have skin that's exposed. And it also smelled horrible. It still does. It smells like roadkill. And so I have been on essentially scrotum / testicle watch. So I had emailed the woman I emailed the farm that I purchased the sheep from, sent her a photo, was like, hey, is this normal? She got back to me and was like, that's a new one. No. I also called my stepfather, because he raises cows and he's banded before, and was like, explained to him what I was looking at, and he's like, no, that doesn't seem normal. So anything that doesn't seem normal, hyper vigilant. There's just a lot of flies around it, and then the smell. These are my first sheep I've ever owned, so I was like, and so I'm going to show you today what it looks like. And so anyone starting a flock or anyone with sheep, my understanding that this is not normal. I'm going to try to get a video, but yesterday I actually grabbed him, Eggs, by the way, is his name. I grabbed Eggs. Hi, Eggs. He actually looked over at me with his name. I think it's a coincidence, but maybe not. I grabbed him, got him tilted back, sprayed him with kind of like a microbial spray just to prevent any infection. And then I gave a look at it, took a couple photos to send to our vet, just because I had 2 people telling me it's not normal, wanted to get a vet confirmation of like, hey, what are your thoughts? It doesn't look like there's any infection, and it just doesn't look normal. Based on the photo, it looked like the band was still on. I did not put my hands down there because it's just me out here. Also, I didn't want to introduce my hands down there in the event that there was an infection, or if my hands weren't completely sterile. That's probably me being a little hyper vigilant, or a little I just would rather play on the safe side. But I snapped a photo. It looks like the band's still on, but I'm going to show you if I can get a decent look at the scrotum with the GoPro. They're all a little timid this afternoon, though I don't really know what's going on. Eggs, I understand. I manhandled him yesterday and got very up in his business. So that's Chai. Toast is over there. This is Ham. No, this is Chai. Hey, Chai. Chai has a little wool on her face. Ham is just a cutie, and I'm gonna win him over. Overall, they've been really docile, other than Chai. She is owning up to her name. Just very spicy. And there is our weather. There's eggs. I'm gonna try to get a video. If I don't, I'll just throw up a few photos. They definitely look more dried today, which the cool thing is sheep can actually see me, so they can see what's going on. I keep telling myself to order this zoom lens, but I have yet to do it. Toast. Nah, just put them on grass. Oh, it smells so bad. Whew. So what is normal is the smell. What is not normal is the skin. Chai, she started to try to freak out, and there's really no reason to. So here on his testicles, you might be able to see, there's like wool around him. While eggs there, see how the skin and then the wool is hanging there? That's not normal. So that is what's not normal. But once I noticed the skin was out, I just have been really watching them. And today is day 3 of them being like out and like that. And they've been drying up like every few hours, I feel like. Well, few hours, every like 6 hours. When I look at them, they look like smaller, more dried. And today they look really dried and black. Something I read online, and it makes sense. You never know with what you read online. I read online that if you're concerned that the band essentially is not cutting off circulation of the testicles, that you should touch the testicles. And if they're warm, that yeah, you still have blood circulating through there, but if they're cold, it's doing its thing. So the good news is I did touch them yesterday. I touched them because they were out and exposed. I did not take my hand and start going through trying to feel for the band, because that's where the infection would be if there is an infection, while the testes were far away and I just touched it real quick. But they were cold, so that's good. So that is a quick update on the sheep. They're doing really well. On Sunday they got 1 hour grass. Monday 2 hours, Tuesday 3 hours, Wednesday it was like 3 hours again. My chickens, the drama that's been ensuing the past week just because of spring and all the things, it's been ridiculous. Well, anyways, and then today, Wednesday, like 3 hours. Today's Thursday. I'm gonna try to stretch it to 4. It'll be about dark as I'm taking them up to the paddock, but they kind of know the routine now. So like I have this alleyway behind me that's taking them right up there. They go in for the night. They got access to hay, dry minerals, loose minerals, and then water, which they have water down here. They haven't really been drinking a lot, but also it's been raining for like 3 days straight. Yeah. I think are like getting their rumens up and ready for a full grass diet. 100% grass diet is going well. I mean, we haven't gotten bloat, so that's going well. The loose minerals I'm offering is Redmond's sheep mineral, and then just baking soda. Animal grade, I don't think it matters. I really don't. I am just a nervous Nelly. So I bought the animal grade, which is funny. I called around and one place had it. They only sold it in 50-pound bags. And I heard 50 pounds. I was like, could we get a smaller bag of like 5 pounds? And they're like, no, we don't, reduce that. And I'm like, that's fair. I was like, I guess I'll take 50 pounds. I bought 50 pounds of baking soda for 4 sheep. So I've already told my husband, I was like, well, we'll start selling our baking soda at $1 a pound to our friends because get some of our money back, as well as I'm sure it's going to take us years to go through 50 pounds of baking soda. Even if I started using it in the house, like in our cleaners or anything, even baking, like, oh, it's gonna take me years to get through 50 pounds, but I'm a nervous Nelly. She said 50 pounds, it was $20, and I was like, sold, like, let's do it, I'm here, fine. So the access to baking soda, I think, has been really key on getting them transitioned to grass. I have definitely seen them go after the baking soda, like when they come up after the eating grass. Last night, which is really wet last night, it was raining while they were out. They came in and 3 of them took the baking soda. 1 of them, eggs, he laid down and started chewing on a cud. So all good signs. They are doing well, I think. Tomorrow I'm going to try for 6 hours out on grass. At that point I should probably just leave him full time, but I'm just going to do 6 hours, and then Saturday all day, and we'll see how it goes. Which our pasture, I would say majority is grass. I would say it's a 60-40 mix. The clover, which at my understanding is it's clover you got to watch out for, is because of protein. I'm starting to get into the area where I understand it, but I'm not at that part where I can explain it yet. But my understanding, we got majority grass. It's all very tall. We shouldn't run into bloat issues. I'll let you know. The next vlog hopefully will not be about how I'm curing a sheep from bloat. Hopefully this whole testicle situation is the last issue we have for a while, but you know, what do you do? Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to the beginning of our sheep endeavor. Thanks for watching. Bye.